What's in this box could revolutionise single dosing espresso on the Eureka Mignon grinders, one of which I've got in the background here. If it works as intended, then it will cut coffee waste and improve your shots. There are two main problems with single dosing on the Eureka Mignon grinders. The first is retention. So when you grind your shot, there's going to be some retained coffee ground in there. I found it on my specialiter that I get around 2 grams. Now that's a problem if you're dialing in, because if you don't clear it out, then you're going to get that in your next shot. So no good for dialing in and no good for coffee really, especially if you're leaving it a day between your shots. So not ideal. Now you can get around that a little bit with something like this. You can put it on top of your grinder after you've ground, and then you take the hopper off and you blow it through. So really not ideal. We don't want retention, so let's take a look inside this box to see how we can make this a much easier, more elegant process. And after we do that, we'll look at problem 2, which actually is much less talked about and something that was annoying me single dosing on the Mignon grinders. I actually haven't seen inside here yet, so let's take a look with this very floral knife to open this box here. This is not mine, by the way. I do use it. So you see that? Just paper to, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this is a solution. Here we go. Doesn't look like much, but there it is. Some of you who have done single dosing or are already doing single dosing, you may have seen this before. So, but this is what it looks like. It's a funnel for the beans. Pretty nice. It's 3D printed. It feels sturdy. You can see the seal on the side. It's definitely a modification. So this is it. This is a single dosing hopper, but what you see here is that there's a little funnel on top, and this is key for me because if you combine this with the bellows I mentioned earlier, then you have what you can fit in here is this. So it makes it into not only a single dosing hopper, you can put beans in here, but also a bellows so that you can get out the retained coffee grounds. So let's just show you how that fits on the grinder here. So just take this off, and I used to have to take this off and then blow on top, so that's what it would be before. I just take the hopper off, then do that. But now what you can do is you pop that in there, quite sturdy there, and then you can pop this on. I'll provide a link to where you can get this this bellows, but it does go out of stock quite frequently. So that's the first issue of retention solved. Just pump that and it will come out here. So that solves the problem of retention. Just, well, as best as we can anyway. We've got the single dosing hopper and the bellows to blow through. And actually, some of you may already be doing this. But there's one critical and often ignored problem with this solution, and that is popcorning. So if you've used the standard hopper with the grinder, and at the end of your grind, if you're putting in a single dose, 18 grams, towards the end you may notice some beans sort of popping around, bouncing up like popcorn. Those beans tend to come out a little different grind size than the rest. At least that's what I've found. And for me, that pulls very differently to a shot with a bit of extra beans on top. So I tend at the moment to dose with 23 grams. I'm aiming for 18 grams out, so I dose with 23 or so. I get 18 grams out without having to blow through the final lot of beans because it's different grind size. So there is a solution to that that we've got in the box here. If I can get it out. This is a plunger, and when you're grinding, when you're putting in your single dose, what you'll do is you'll be putting this on top of your beans to add some weight on top of those beans so that they won't bounce around anymore and you won't get popcorning. This kind of single dose hopper with the plunger as well to resolve retention and popcorning is it's one of the only solutions I've seen that does this. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to test it out, see if it actually lives up to expectations so that you can then see if it's something that you want to try.